Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Nintendo Switch Lite. This released just over a week ago. We're going to unbox this, we're going to look at some of the features, and we're going to look at some gameplay footage. Let's get started. Okay, so here it is, the Nintendo Switch Lite. I want to say straight off the bat that I got this as an online delivery. It came in this enormous box. This was inside it without any packaging, so fingers crossed everything's okay inside here. Okay, so as you can see, I went for the grey version. You can get the turquoise and the yellow versions of the Switch. I was tempted by the yellow, but I quite like the offset of the grey with the buttons and the actual main console itself. So yeah, let's have a look in the box and see what's inside. See, easiest unboxing ever. Tab. There we go. There we go. That was easy. I'm always very nervous of these in case it pulls out the Switch, but that's all good. There it is. Very nice. We'll have a look at that in a moment. There's the instructions and there we have it, power supply. So that's everything inside the box, so nice and straightforward. I'm just going to set that out of the way and we'll have a look at the Switch itself. I will be getting a cover and screen protector for this, but for the moment I'll show you some gameplay footage in a moment on it. It will have to be like this because there is no docking support, so you can't stream at the moment anyway from this device. Yeah, very nice. I really like it. I'm just going to show you that side by side with the original Switch. There we are. So yeah, it's quite a bit different. Weight wise, I believe Switch Lite is 25 grams lighter. The screen size, I think 5.5 inches for the Switch Lite versus 6.2 for the original. And I think what we're looking at, pixel density, 267 pixels per inch on the Switch Lite and 236 ppi for the original Switch. The trade-off will be that it's a much smaller screen, so it might be a bit harder to read things, but that's okay. So the first thing to notice really is the D-pad. And you see the original Switch had this 4-way button control. I never really understood that or liked it. I really do want a D-pad like this. I just prefer it. I think I'm just so used to it over the years. So we'll see how that acts in some gameplay later. Output 720p for both, 1080p on the main Switch when it's docked, 720 handheld. This is still 720. Battery life. Now, this is actually the original Switch. I got this on release day. However, there's been a new revision to the Switch, which is the only one you can get now. Looks exactly the same, but I think it's got improved battery life in particular. So actually the very new Switch should be getting 4.5 to 9 hours. I think that's what they say. And this one we're looking at 3 to 7 on the Lite. We shall see. Obviously going to depend very much on what games you're playing. I remember doing Breath of the Wild on the original Switch and it burnt through the battery quite quickly. I do tend to play mainly handheld mode. The other main feature here is that the Joy-Cons, well, we can't really call them Joy-Cons, can we? But the controls don't slide off like they do on the original Switch. Which there's also no rumble on the Joy-Cons, but there is still the built-in gyroscope for aiming. So when it comes to price, you're £199.99 for the Switch Lite, 200 quid. And I think you can still get the original Switch, I want to say about 280. You can get them 250, and you will get cheaper obviously if you go on eBay and you're happy with second hand. But brand new, I think you're still looking about the 250 to 280, which isn't much more. So if you do want the dockable one, my reasoning for this is just to have a second console. I like the idea of having one docked and one handheld. I play a lot in handheld, and it'd be really handy to just come in and use the docked one as and when I like, particularly for games like I've been playing Cuphead recently, which is full of boss battles. The very last battle I could not beat for the life of me with the Switch in handheld mode, but of course with the increased frame rate and what have you with docked, I was able to use the Pro controller and beat the boss. It's just nice to have both options. And so I'm now going to show you the Switch Lite being turned on. I'll show you what happens. There's a little... There we are. Sorry, I've got two big lights behind me. I will turn them off for the gameplay footage. Yeah, we don't need to read that. Okay, I'm going to take that away while I connect. Okay. I had to think. It's worrying, isn't it? I had to think about where I live there. Yes, we will import another user. Do you still have the console? Yes, I do. Do you plan on continuing to use the original console in addition to this one? Yes, I do. Please link the same link to Nintendo account. Yes. System update. Of course it is. So what I'm going to do is go through some of the setup process. I'm going to do its update and then we'll install a game on it and have a look at how it plays. I am going to install Zelda Link's Awakening. I got that along with this. I thought, why not? And I also got a free post with that, which I was extremely happy about. So, see you soon. Okay, so here we have Link's Awakening on the Switch Lite. It looks amazing. There is no colour drop when you turn the, hardly any colour drop when you turn the screen. That just looks fantastic. The actual feeling of a handheld itself, it's quite comfortable. I've got kind of medium large hands, and I'm not feeling uncomfortable at the moment. But what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to load up next Cuphead, and that's a game that I'm familiar with at the moment, and actually compare that, see how we're doing. Okay, we're going to try to receive save data here. Okay, so I'm going to go to data management, transfer, we're going to hit receive save data, please prepare the other console. So we're going to send on the original Switch. There's my account. Cuphead. Let's see. Save data will be overwritten. Overwrite save data. Receiving. Successfully received save data. Okay, so let's try a boss on Cuphead. Yeah, it looks good. Showing the sides. Ah! Okay. Yeah, looks good. And I'm actually just going to compare that to the original Switch now. So let's have a look how that looks. Okay, so here's a bit of run and gun of Cuphead on the original Switch. And we were talking about no colour drop on the Switch Lite screen and things. I mean, there's, you know, this screen's absolutely fine as well. I realise there's better pixel density on the Switch Lite, and it is a smaller screen. However, this looks just as good. It's going to be interesting to compare with a smaller screen if there's games that require a bit of smaller writing. So yeah, there it is on the original. Okay, so there you have it, the Nintendo Switch Lite. Overall, I'm quite impressed with it. I like the form factor a lot. I like the feel of it. I especially like the D-pad. In terms of the actual screen, I mean, it is got higher pixel density, and it does look a bit brighter. It has to say, a bit sharper. However, it's not that noticeable, I don't think, but that's okay. Smaller screen, I mean, a trade-off of a higher pixel density it might be harder to read some of the things. I did notice when I was going through the menus, I was having to hold it quite close. Maybe I just need to get my eyes tested again though. But overall, yeah, quite impressed. I'm hoping to do a review soon with the Super Nintendo wireless controller on the original Switch, now that we have Super Nintendo games on the online service. So I'm going to do a kind of update on the Lite and see how much I'm using it, how much I'm enjoying it when that comes out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.